Hello, as you can tell by the title of the video, today I'm going to be going over my weekly wax melts from July 18th through the July 24th of this year. Now before I get into this, I just want to say that I was looking at my collection and just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go through all my samples first, because I know that if I've ordered it in a big bag, unless it's a new to me company, which one of these is, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to like it. And the whole point of samples is to find new things, try new things, and see if you like it enough to order it in the next opening. And the thing is, in my collection, I have some samples that are really old, and I'm way past their openings, and I never melted them in time, and that's just what's making me feel really overwhelmed. So I went ahead, pulled all my samples, and those are what I've mainly been focusing on, though I'm not limiting myself to. That being said, the first vendor that I'm going to go over is actually a new to me vendor, which means that I melted the samples that were fairly new. Anyway, let's go over it. So the first thing first is the Vintage Rose Candles American Pie, which is strawberry rhubarb pie, blueberry cobbler, and banana cream. Now, when I decided to melt this, I knew going into it that it wasn't going to be my favorite thing. I am not a berry person at all. However, it's been a while since I melted any berry flavors, and I thought that there could potentially be a chance that my nose has changed. It hasn't. I apparently, according to my notes, only melted this for about 30 minutes before I started getting an instant headache and had to toss it. This was a tiny sliver of a chunky. Now, I have to say, for the first 15 minutes of this, it was banana cream, and I very much enjoyed that, but everything else just was a no. Next up from Vintage Rose Candles is Sweets for My Sweet, which is, let's see if I can get it to focus. Nope, it's not gonna like me today, is Orange Chiffon Cake Peeps Raspberry Sorbet Tea and Cakes. Once again, when I went into this knowing that I probably wasn't gonna like it. This is another sliver of a Chunkies, and it smells good on cold, but warm, all I could smell was that orange chiffon cake, which smells very much like Fruity Loops to me, and that's an instant headache, and I only melted it for about 30 minutes before I threw it out. So those are my two Vintage Rose candle scents that I went through. Next up is the Bathing Garden. I had a very large ornamental wax melt in Marzipan Princess Cake, which is an almondy bakery scent. I adored this. I melted the whole thing at once. It was delightful. I let it go for 4 to 5 hours, and it was strong enough to make me happy without being so strong that it knocked me on my butt, because I don't enjoy scents like that. So when she does have this again, I will definitely order it. I also melted a sample in Big Top Lemonade. I do have this in several clamshells. I know that I enjoy it. It is just a sweet lemonade-y scent. Melted it for a little over 4 hours, and it was delightful. Another one that I have in a clamshell is Miss Melanie, which is a honeydew watermelon kind of scent. It was very good. I'm finding that I'm very much enjoying watermelon scents or honeydew scents lately, and this one was good. Lasted several hours. It was kind of on the lighter side, but I tend to expect that with the Bathing Garden, which is actually perfect for me because I don't like super overwhelming scents. And I'm not saying that the Bathing Garden is light, but I have a really large living room, and it takes a lot of wax to completely fill the living room, and that's not really my goal. So one of these is enough to give me a light scent, and that's what I want. And keep in mind that her samples tend to run about half to 0.8 of an ounce, so it's not even a full ounce of wax that you're melting at a time. Next up is Green and Sassy. Not that you can tell from the backlit of this video. This smelled like lemon suckers with a slightly green note. I only melted this for a couple of hours before I got tired of the scent. It was good. I want to say that I have a clamshell on this, but I'd honestly have to go through everything. And then the last Bathing Garden scent that I did, let's see, was sugar and spice pumpkin bread, which was part of her Halloween samplers that I received a month ago. Now, these aren't fully cured, but I mentioned earlier, I think, that my nose might be changing because I've never been able to do spicy before, and this was delightful. It was a fall bakery blend, not super spicy, but I really enjoyed this. I got over 4 hours in it, and I am definitely planning on getting a clamshell or two of that when I do make my Bathing Garden fall order. The last scent that I melted is not a scent that I have finished. It is Rose Girl's Alice Has Gone Wild, which is honeydew, cotton candy frosting, mango, and Gilligan's Brew, which is our coconut creamy scent. I mainly just get honeydew from this, but like I said when I was talking about Miss Melanie from the Bathing Garden, I really, really enjoy honeydew scents. I just recently got an order in from Rose Girls that included some honeydew scents, so I wanted to melt through some of my older stuff because, as you can tell, this says 8/19, and if you look at the date of this video, it's not even August yet, which means that this is over a year old. It needs to get out of my collection. But this was delightful. I did a whole cube, and it was perfect. Anyway, those are the scents that I have melted for the past week. So let me know your thoughts on any of them or what you've been melting this week in the comment section down below. And I shall see you all in a later video. Bye.